Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, my dear viewers. Miss Queen International has just been crowned on the 20th of this month, September, and let me tell you something, it has come with a lot of celebration, drama, and a lot of chaos online. But on this video, we are going to be looking at the Q&A round of the top 3, their last word, things like that, and I really want to see who did it best, who did it not the best, because a lot has been going online. Some people are saying this one did amazing, some people are saying the other one did an amazing job. I did not watch the whole show, but I just want to see that last Q&A section. Now, without further ado, my dear viewers, without wasting your time, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and if you're a returning subscriber, I really do appreciate having you here. And remember to like the video and also to comment down on the comment section below. Let's get into this Q&A. So first up, we're going to look at the whole Q&A, the question, and who spoke first, who spoke third, and who spoke second. Let's go into it.
Final word. You have 30 seconds to answer this question.
And we will start one by one. Are you ready? Miss Vietnam, could you please step forward? All right, listen carefully.
Sometimes our greatest growth comes.
First of all, before we continue, Miss Vietnam looked amazing in this fiery red dress. She looks amazing. Let's continue.
After a fall. What has been your biggest failure? And what has been the biggest learning experience from that? Once more. Sometimes our greatest growth comes after a fall. What has been your biggest failure? And what has been the biggest learning experience from that?
We have a translator.
Em xin phép dịch cho chị Như ạ. Đôi khi sự trưởng thành lớn nhất lại đến từ sau một lần vấp ngã. Đâu là thất bại lớn nhất của bạn và bạn đã rút ra được bài học kinh nghiệm lớn nào từ điều đó?
Tôi nghĩ rằng thì bất kỳ trong chúng ta đều có những lựa chọn sai lầm, nhưng điều quan trọng hơn hết là sau khi vấp ngã chúng ta phải biết đứng dậy, chúng ta phải tìm ra mục tiêu cho chính mình và phấn đấu, cố gắng vì mục tiêu đó. Và một cậu bé sống ở một vùng quê nghèo với bà nội. Và ngày hôm nay đứng tại đây, tôi vô cùng tự hào với top 3 Miss International Queen năm 2025. Và tôi muốn truyền cảm hứng cho những cậu bé, những bạn trong cộng đồng LGBTQ+ ở ngoài kia. Hãy tự tin, hãy cố gắng và đặt ra mục tiêu cho chính mình. Nếu bạn có thất bại thì bạn đừng bỏ cuộc, đừng nản chí. I did it and you can too. Chẳng thầm đai, cuốn có thầm đai.
Thank you. I do believe that every one of us had been made a wrong mistake, but which is more importantly is how we stand up after that and we find our goal in our life. Me, Hà Tâm Như, Miss International Queen Vietnam, have lived in a poor hometown with my grandmother. But after all, I just want to stand up for all of you guys. And my biggest experiences after all is how to stand up and not giving up. And I want to stand by all the LGBT community to be confident, to love yourself, and to be who you are. Because at the end of the day, you will be your shade of light. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, she answered the question in her language and it wasn't really connecting with me as a viewer who doesn't understand the language, but good enough, there is always translators during these competitions. So the translator managed to really push the message across, but most of the times it really takes a very good translator to, to get the point exactly how you intended it. We have seen it most times whereby translators end up translating something completely different from what the ladies were saying on stage. So we saw what happened to Miss Universe Venezuela last year. We have seen it in some other couple situations whereby a translator translates something that the contestant did not say, or really at the end of during translation, the translator pivots away from the main point that the contestant was trying to push across. Regardless, I think she answered the question very well. She is very confident, very beautiful. She looks amazing. She looks ready for the crown. And I love that she was just excited and she gave us a little bit of English towards the end of answering the question. I think she did an amazing job. Let's continue. We have up next Miss Queen International Cuba.
Vietnam. Next, please welcome Miss Cuba. You have 30 seconds to answer the question.
The final question is, sometimes our greatest growth comes after a fall. What has been your biggest failure?
This is your brain when you're struggling to focus. And this is your brain when you're in the zone, but getting in the zone and staying there.
And what has been the biggest learning experience from that? One more time. Sometimes our greatest growth comes after a fall. What has been your biggest failure? And what has been the biggest learning experience from that?
Last year, I wanted to be a beauty queen, and I let other standards of beauty affect me. I put on a wig, I had my long hair, I covered my tattoos, but I didn't feel like me. Now, I accept myself, I love myself, and I respect myself. That is why I'm here with my own hair, showing you my heart, showing you my tattoos, showing you my skin. And that is how I learned from that.
Thank you, Miss Cuba.
Okay, listen, Miss Cuba answered the question so well. You could really see that she was very passionate about answering the question, was really directed to her in a sense that she felt the question, and she was giving in a perspective of loving yourself. Like last year, she went into the competition and she was trying a level best not to be herself, but this year she came back being herself, ready to represent herself. She's rocking her natural hair. She's not covering her tattoos. She's being herself compared to the way she was last year. In a sense that this year she has learned that being yourself, being your authentic self, taking up space with your natural self is much more better and much more empowering rather than trying to be someone else. And I think the message came across very well, very powerful. She was so demanding. She was like a beautiful orator, like she was talking to a crowd of 1 million people, giving the message, pushing the point across. And I think the people really love Miss Cuba. They are really enjoying her. She looks beautiful in the gown. I like the short hair, natural hair to be exact. It's her hair. She just looks amazing. She's very confident on stage. She looks beautiful in this gown. I think she did an amazing job. She answered the question. She did not stutter. She did not stop and think. She just went boom. You could tell that she did not practice the answer. She did not like sit down and prepare herself to answer in a certain type of way. She just went on. She spoke from her heart, and that's why the message came across as very empowering, very strong, and very Miss Cuba. Let's go ahead and see how Miss USA answered the same question, because remember, they were all answering the same exact question during the top three, the final answer, the last word. Let's continue.
Next, please welcome Miss USA. You have 30 seconds to answer.
The final question is, sometimes our greatest growth comes after a fall. What has been your biggest failure? And what has been the biggest learning experience from that? One more time. Sometimes our greatest growth comes after a fall. What has been your biggest failure? And what has been the biggest learning experience from that?
My biggest failure in this life is being way too hard on myself. For all my life, I've strived to push for perfection, but perfection is something that does not exist. I have had to learn over time that it is okay to be exactly who you are. Not everything is perfect in this life. There are some things that you don't love, but with time and acceptance, you can always learn to love. That is what this life is about, taking the time to understand yourself, taking the time to give yourself that same love that you've always deserved, from your inner child to who you are now. Thank you. Kapunta.
Thank you, Miss USA.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Miss USA came on strong, very confident and very poised and very, very sweet. She came across like she is speaking to a group of people who are really trying their level best to get the point. Now listen, this is exactly what she was trying to say. She said that the hardest thing that the hardest thing that she experienced, like according to the question, is for her, she was being extremely hard on herself. She was always like trying to get to perfection. But then she realized perfection sometimes doesn't exist. You just have to love yourself. Sometimes you can be perfect in a certain way. Like imperfection sometimes can be your type of perfection because nobody is perfect. Now, her answer came across very well, very strong. I love the way she was very confident. She answered the question so well. Now, her difference from Miss Cuba and Miss the other one, Vietnam, if I'm not mistaken, I think for her, she was very calm. She came across very calm, very collected. She did not sound like she was panicking. She was just speaking from her heart, really giving the viewers, the watchers, the audience, the message that they needed to hear. The crowd loved the answer. People were cheering for her. People loved her. And I think she deserved the cheers and all those things. Now, after this, that's when they went ahead to crown the winner. That's where the drama happened, ladies and gentlemen. The drama happened when they were crowning the winner. Listen, it was like these two ladies, Miss Cuba and USA, they competed together back in the USA. And Cuba ended up first runner-up and USA ended up as the winner back in USA. So coming to the international competition, deja vu. It happened again. Cuba was now on the last two with the USA. Like she was now representing Cuba, but before she was also fighting for the crown to represent USA. You get. So when they meet at the finals here, I think it was like history repeated itself. Deja vu happened and Miss Cuba did not like the results. Miss Cuba was not having these results. She was not having the results because she literally said that these girls were bullying her. I have to find that video for you. Let's first move away from, let's first see
Ladies
how
and
they crowned her.
gentlemen, your top three
Let's
finalists
see.
for Miss.
A little bit of advertising. Then we have the last two holding hands. Where is it? Right there.
Runner-up will take her.
Hey, it's Dominic here, and I just wanted to let you know that spots for the creator mentorship are quickly filling up. So if you're somebody who's tired of being
Let's see.
Both of you.
The new Miss International Queen is Miss Who's it gonna be? Miss USA! Midori Monét!
Congratulations to Miss USA, Midori Monét.
This was the crowning moment of Miss Queen International, and she was very excited. She looked happy. She looked pleased. But the fans, the fans, cameras, people were like present during the crowning. They recorded something very interesting. Let us go and find it. I think on the Instagram, if I'm not mistaken. Hold up. Let's go to Instagram. Let's go to Instagram and let's find it. 1 second. Now the internet should not fail me right now. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Look at her looking all beautiful, but we're looking for something else. Let's go to profile, and where could it be? Hold up. I think it was Miss Powie who posted it. Hold up. Let's see first of all here. No, they didn't post it here. Hold up. Miss Powie. This is the one, dear viewers. It was a little bit, it wasn't nice the way they did it. Like they were celebrating while the queen, the winner, was just standing there and they weren't like giving her any attention. They were basically concentrating on the first runner-up, which came off a little bit mean, and it was just not nice. It gave off jealousy, it gave off groupies. It just did not come across nice when they did this. You can even see on the comments, I commented shame on them. I commented USA has been the it girl of the season from day one. Haters will hate. And that comment got 207 likes. You know, people were shout out to Malaysia for showing kindness to Miss USA, because Malaysia was the only one who went ahead and really showed kindness to comfort and congratulate the winner after like her giving her first walk or something. This was a very sad moment, to be honest. And there was another one whereby they were being asked questions. Hold up.
Said it for itself. Throughout this competition, to say the least, I've been bullied. I have been told that I look like a man. I have been pushed. I have been thrown rocks at. And, well, it's a bit of a shock to see what's happened. This is it is what it is, and we have to move forward. But I am a human being with feelings, and this year, it was beyond beauty.
Yeah. How do you feel about the reception of the audience, your co-contestants?
That filled my whole heart, because what I guess the organization, or maybe it's because I don't have a franchise, but what they couldn't see, the audience saw. And at least that made me feel good.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And what are your sentiments about the new winner?
I think the organization is going to have a lot of work to do, and if that's what they choose, but I'm so confused because this was beyond beauty.
Okay. And what about a message to everyone who supported you until you reached
Thank you so much. Never give up on your dreams. And sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt me.
Result.
Listen, I think she came off a little bit mean the way she commented that they were bullying her and things like that. I think if they were bullying her, she could have said something before. What if she won? Would she have said something after her winning the crown? I don't think she'd have said anything if she was the winner. But now her waiting to for USA to win and then come out and say that USA was bullying her, it really came off a little bit mean, a little bit evil. And I don't think that was a very good look for her. It made her look less of a queen. It made her look like a sore loser. Like a sore loser. She's not a good loser. When she loses something, she is very sore and, you know, finds reasons to complain and to blame for her loss. I think it's also because the lady won. The lady beat her twice. Like in the USA, she beat her, and then coming to the international competition, she beat her. But she's just finding reasons to make Miss USA look bad. But the world has accepted Miss USA. You can tell the love online. You can tell that Miss USA was a standout from day one. I myself wasn't following the competition like religiously from the beginning to the end, but I could see some clips here online here and there. USA was just serving beauty, serving winner. You could literally see that Miss USA is going to win this regardless. And I think they did an amazing job picking USA because USA was just giving that it girl realness, and I think she deserved to win. We feel sorry for the way she feels. Her feelings are valid. You never know, sometimes two stories can be true at the same time, but yeah, this wasn't the moment nor the time to complain and say that she has been bullied and all this because she doesn't have a franchise. That's why they hate, that's why they did not crown her, or it's beyond beauty this time round. So what do you mean? You mean USA she's just beautiful but she's an evil person inside, or she is, you are better than her in other sense apart from outside looks? That is not right to say. You could just say something different, something beautiful, something cordial, and move on. Anyway, my dear viewers, those are my 2 cents on this topic. And if you're new to the channel, I said previously, please subscribe. And if you're a returning subscriber, I really do appreciate you coming back. Remember to like the video. It helps the channel. It also helps the video, for the algorithm to push it to other viewers just like you. And also remember to comment in the comment section below. What do you think about all this drama, and who do you think had the best Q&A answer in your perspective? Like, do you think it was USA? Do you think it was or Cuba, or USA, or Vietnam? Was it Vietnam, the one in red? I hope I'm not getting it wrong this time around. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, my dear viewers, always remember to stay fierce and listen, always remember to stay fierce and fabulous, and ciao.